Rico has been struggling since it was devastated by Hurricane Maria in September, with shortages of everything from gas to water to electricity. Last week, a big setback slowed things down even more. A major power line failed Thursday. More than 40% of Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority customers had been reconnected, but the new blackout dropped that number to just 18%. It has since been repaired, but that still leaves less than half of the island without power. The line that failed had been previously repaired by Whitefish Energy, a Montana firm still being investigated over a canceled $300 million contract to restore power to the island. The firm says the outage had nothing to do with its repairs. The latest numbers show most of the island has access to clean water now, but power remains a serious problem.
What we really want to focus on is getting our energy grid back up. Why? Because hospitals depend on it, water and sewers depend on it, telecoms depends on it.
So the stats mean that more than 50% of the island has been living off generators or solar panels without power for nearly 7 weeks. The power failure primarily affected the San Juan metropolitan area, and the head of Puerto Rico's emergency management agency resigned on Friday. The Army general in charge of the military's response to the hurricane, Lieutenant General Jeffrey Buchanan, announced the same, say that his mission on the island is over. I'm going to go to the panel. Poor Puerto Rico. My God, I mean, this is crazy. Eugene.
So this is, let's just put this in proper perspective, okay? This was on the mainland. This would not be, happening. Right. It's the fact that these
and if the people primarily, didn't speak Spanish, this wouldn't be happening. If they weren't people of color, it wouldn't be happening.
Let's put this in another context. We've gone to countries where people speak Farsi and have built entire cities in a matter of weeks.
Right. And are you saying if they had oil in Puerto Rico, maybe the response would be different?
I'm saying maybe the response would be dramatically different. I mean, from everything from the Jones Act, being considered, having to be, permanently revoked, more than a 10-day waiver, to new tariffs being put on Puerto Rico, which increases the cost of their goods when they ship them here, to the lack of response, from every level of government, because this isn't just a federal issue. This is also a state issue, and incredibly a local issue. I mean, there are supplies that are there that some of the unions just aren't getting their workers out to get to the people. It's a failure up and down. I mean, if this was mainland, it wouldn't be happening. I mean, this is a failure. This is an embarrassment to the greatest country on the face of the earth. We've built cities entirely on other sides of the world. We have the capacity to do it. We have the infrastructure to do it. We need to just have a will to get it done.
I hate to bring it up, Eugene, but the Republican Party is in control of this situation at this moment. And it's not just Puerto Rico. Let's not just talk about Puerto Rico. Virgin Islands, anybody?
I'm here for Virgin.
So the Virgin Islands is probably.
But remember, this is the president who said that he just spoken to the president of the Virgin Islands.
Right.
Like I couldn't think.
Hold on. In his defense, he has said he's spoken to himself and knows better more than him.
The Virgin Islands. One second. The Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico, of course, have been treated completely differently by this president, as if they don't matter. Yep. We know the reason. We don't have to even go over it. So it's so obvious. It almost doesn't even have to be stated. It's a disgrace, and the Republican Party should be completely embarrassed by this. It's insane. I mean, I don't know how you can justify any of this moment right now with this, because we saw what the response was. The other, of course, exception was Katrina, another Republican president failing to protect Americans. And your point is extremely well taken with regard to foreign aid and foreign action outside the United States.
Oil, Malik.
So here's the thing, Puerto Rico has to stop being portrayed as a burden to our administration and more of a responsibility. And so, and you're absolutely right, Eugene, there are all levels of government that are involved, but this is one that's top down.
Yes.
1600 has to speak out and crack the whip to make sure that things get in place. How do you build, power structures and have them start failing? Weeks after being in place, it makes absolutely no sense.
So does it make you want to ask the question, like, is this what he means by, like, make America great again? Is this it?
I mean, listen, I wasn't a 45 supporter. I supported 3 of its primary challenges. I still voted Governor Hogan at the end of the day. But when it comes down,
you see how it's dangerous, right? We got a president with zero experience with federal government and how it works with FEMA or anything else. Everybody voted for him because he's a businessman. He made a lot of money. He has no idea what he's doing.
You're not going
and it costs people a lot.
But Lauren,
I'm not going to defend
maybe he does know what he's doing. This is intentional.
The thing is this. Congress needs to act. I put this also on Congress.
Yes.
You know, if this is
which is controlled by
Republicans. when Texas went to aid, you know what happened? Cornyn went to the White House and said, "Look, I'm not okaying any of your nominees until this aid is taken care of." Congress needs to act on Puerto Rico's aid, on the U.S. Virgin Islands aid, and you know, if our government continues to fail, I think it falls onto us, the people, the free market, to actually fill in the gap.
Malik, I'm going to go to you, and then we're going to go to the break.
So here's the thing, whether we believe it's intentional or failings of aptitude, he is a businessman, and as you look at the business landscape, one of your assets is being impacted. Respond. Step up, respond.
Yeah, a failed businessman with lots of bankruptcies who cannot get any financing anywhere other than from Vladimir Putin.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no.
That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.